Hello, my name is Shantol Jackson and I'm repping for Reggae Hub on location, which is on location here at my home in Portmore, Jamaica. And we're all on the quarantine, hence why this is a selfie video, because practicing social distancing and thing. So we're gonna make the best of this right now. So, who is Shantol Jackson? Shantol, me. I am a very dramatic person, sometimes overly dramatic. The thing is, I love to laugh, I love to entertain, I love to socialize. I consider myself, and my family considers me, the class clown of the family. I'm the class clown in my social groups. I enjoy, making people happy. I love comedy, and so that's really who I am. I love to sleep. Sleeping is a hobby. I sleep for fun. Also, I eat a lot. That's a very strange thing because I have a very weird eating habit, but I love food. But then there are times that I just don't eat enough food. So that's a bit strange. Also, the biggest thing, I'd say I'm somewhat of a contradiction because I'm a very shy person and people never understand this because they see me on stage or on screen, and especially on stage when I'm loud, I'm playing some boisterous characters, and you just assume that I'm always loud and bubbly and happy and all of that. And a lot of times I'm very shy and introverted and all of that. So I'm a mixture. But if you get to know me and we become friends, I promise you we'll have a lot of fun. So Yardie.
4 years I haven't seen you.
My name is D.
D for Daddy.
D for Dennis.
How did my role in Yardie change my life? A lot. No, first of all, getting the role for Yardie was the first major change that blew my mind. This is a massive international film. It was my second film, but it's the first time working with Edris Elba, my first time going to the UK, working with Amel Amina. Amel is such a brilliant actor, and Amel was method throughout the entire process. And so, observing his process was very beneficial to me. I've done method acting before, but not on the level that he was. And so just observing that was very amazing. I appreciated that so much. But the biggest thing I learned from Yardie, which I've taken with me since then, and which I talk about whenever I'm speaking to students or anyone at all about my journey, is learning to be comfortable, vulnerable. There was an intimate scene. If you haven't watched Yardie yet, you need to go watch it. But there's an intimate scene in Yardie, and I was very nervous about it. I was freaking out, let me tell you about it. From before I leave Jamaica, I freak out about the scene. And I remember when I got to the UK, I was there for a while and I just couldn't bear it, and I asked for them to pick me up to take me to set. I wasn't even shooting that day, but I needed to speak to Idris because I needed to know how this was gonna get done, when, what time of the day, who was gonna be there. Listen, I was freaking out. But I had a lot of guidance throughout the process. Me, I think about my mother and my father go see me naked past screen. I do things with people. I was thinking about, me being skinny, my shine, and people are gonna judge me. I was also struggling a lot with self-confidence at the time, which was a part of the reason why, I was freaking out so much about it. But the lesson learned was, it's not you, it's not me, it's not about me. It's about this character and the responsibility to tell this story to the best of my ability. And on screen and on stage, we are bringing out lifelike situations, experiences, and there are vulnerable or compromising or uncomfortable positions that we have to face on a general basis. And so it is my responsibility to tell those stories to the best of my ability. And to be honest, since then I have learned a lot about, you know, characterization and diving into the character and learning to separate myself more from the role. So I'd say that's the biggest thing I've learned from Yardie and something I've carried with me from then till now. Alright, so jumping over to Sprinter, which is now on Netflix and a lot of digital platforms, so y'all need to check it out. Working with David Grier and Lorraine Toussaint, what was that like? David Grier is one of the most hilarious persons I've met in my life. I mean, no comedy, I mean love comedy. So when me tell you say he's one of the funniest people I've come in contact with, believe me. Now, working with him on set, now David would give us a joke right as we're preparing for the scene, and then the director will say, okay, action, and him already know he's out of it and ready to go, and we're still cracking up, and so we get the cussing and he's good. But I mean, it was so fun working with him. He was the light on set, you know. And even after that, when we were traveling with him, I remember we had to do a couple interviews with him in Miami, and he kind of, because there was a lot of young people, you know, working with him, and he kind of guided us through the process, guided us, you know, as to how to do an interview with several persons, and you know, how to get all the information out in the little time that we have and still talk to everybody and get information about everybody as well as the film, and you know, basically teaching us how to promote ourselves and the work that we're doing. It was just so lovely. There's a picture actually, someone took a picture of him, like he's in the middle and we're all huddled around him, and he was just kind of mentoring us and preparing us for the next session. And so it was just lovely working with him. He's lovely. I'd love to work with him again. Lorraine Toussaint, wow, beautiful woman, beautiful actress. Lorraine actually didn't speak to me until after the scene. She was so method that while we were on set, we had to, like, you just didn't go around her, because you know, she was in the zone and you didn't want to break her from it, and clearly she didn't want to jump out of character. And so I kind of observed that and stayed away. And at the end of the scene, when them say cut and she's like, okay, hey, so what's going on and thing, and you know, I just respected that so much, her commitment to the craft. I love my craft. The most passionate usually when I'm speaking, the most passionate I am is usually when I'm speaking about my craft and the growth and development that I constantly want, you know, in my craft. And so just working with persons like that who are so committed to the craft, observing their process, just being in their presence, it's overwhelming and it's just a beautiful experience. I consider myself lucky and blessed, and I'm so grateful and humbled by these experiences. How did I feel when I got Sprinter? Listen, when I got the call for Sprinter, so before getting the call, I went to do the audition with Storm Salter, the director, and I was an established actress in Jamaica at the time, theater actress, but he has never seen me perform, and I'm young. I mean, I was growing in the industry, but growing, and I was in a play at the time, and he came to see the play the same night, and he was clearly impressed with what he saw. And a week later he called me and said, hey, you know, I'd love for you to be a part of the project. And of course I was ecstatic, like I screamed like crazy. I was sitting around the kitchen table at the time. I don't remember what I was eating, but I know I was sitting around the table eating something, and let me just stop eat and fling down the phone, and it was just amazing. Preparing for the role was, listen, I did not sweat before Sprinter. Before Sprinter, I would have run up and down, stand up in the sun, do all kind of madness. I would not sweat. During Sprinter, like preparing for Sprinter, I sweat so much. The workout, the change of my eating habits had to change. Now, if you know me, I love KFC, Burger King. I love fast food in general, right? You know, I had to change my diet. had to take a lot more protein. We were training in the morning and then going to the gym in the evening, or vice versa, for several days of the week, and it was so rough. But you know, that was the beauty of it, because I personally love the challenge. I love the preparation, or the preparation that goes into preparing for the character, and so I enjoyed the process, even though it was a challenge. And a lot of times I wanted to stop, but I never gave up. And so I'm just very grateful that I was able to go through that and experience that, and you know, can tell people about it and say, hey, if I can do it, if little me can do it, trust me, you can do it. Acting was not my first choice. My first choice was actually to be a veterinarian, but that's when I was a child. I think I was more fascinated with the word veterinarian than the actual job. You know, being a child and hearing big words, you're so fascinated and like, oh, I want to do that. I want to be a veterinarian. And then one day my father called me outside and he said, come and dissect this frog. You want to be a vet? Dissect this frog. And I was like, what? No. And so right then and there, that dream faded. It just disappeared. I no longer was interested in being a vet, because I was not about to dissect no frog. You understand? I started acting in high school, and you know, you had to join a club or a sport. As much as I want to think I'm athletic, I'm really not, and so it would have to be a club. And I joined the drama club, and that's really where the passion developed. And since then, I just haven't stopped acting. I do not right now see myself directing, but I can see myself producing. I actually love working behind the scenes. I've worked on production. I've been production assistant, production manager. I've worked in casting. I love casting. I love, you know, managing a production. I actually enjoy all of those things. So I do see myself producing. I'd love to produce something one day. I definitely will. As for directing, not so sure yet. What's in the pipeline for Shantol? Everything that was in the pipeline is now on pause, you know, for obvious reasons. COVID-19 has pretty much put the entire film and television and theater industry, the entire entertainment industry has been on pause pretty much, and so a lot of things have been postponed or even cancelled, which is really sad. But while I'm here, you know, there's always work to be done on the craft, working on accents, watching character work, you know, still doing self-tapes, learning different monologues, doing work by myself, for myself, to prepare myself for when this whole thing lifts and it's time to get back to work. So stay tuned, because whatever is in the pipeline, you will be seeing it. I will be posting, and I'd love for you to see and share with me. And finally, what have I been doing in quarantine? Let me tell you, I've been eating and sleeping, pretty much eating and sleeping. With a little work, I work now and then, but mostly eating and sleeping. I go into the fridge every 10 minutes. Even though I know exactly what is in it, I still go into the fridge every 10 minutes. I tell myself every night before I go to bed that I'm going to wake up in the morning and exercise. That has not happened yet, but it will happen. I'm going to start exercising very soon. I cannot say for sure when, but every night I tell myself that I will, and every morning I get up with the intention. I just haven't done it yet. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've also been staying in touch with friends and family. It's very important now to stay connected. Jamaicans, we're so used to, you know, being around each other. We're such a big community. We love to interact with each other. We love go over our parents' house or over our friend's house or over our grandmother house for food, especially on Sundays and stuff. And so not being able to do it is very difficult. A lot of a lot of us have friends and family stuck overseas as well, not being able to come home, and they are struggling, and so it's very important to stay connected as much as possible. Zoom is the thing. I like a Zoom party is so lit. You need to try it. Download Zoom, get one only for people on it, and just have a party. Talk as much as you can, share love, share positivity as much as you can, stay as safe and as sanitized as much as you can. Social distancing is very difficult, I understand. Trust me, I understand. But for the safety of us and for our loved ones, it's important that we try to follow these guidelines. So from me to you, stay safe, stay positive. Love, blessings, light, laughter, all of that. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and see you soon.
But you're talking about losing, so I guess not.
Gihrl, wait.
Wait for what?